to look at the area of circles, half circles, quarter circles, and three-quarter circles. We're quickly going to revise what we've done in geometry so far. The first thing we did, remember, was the square or the rectangle. And remember, a square is a special rectangle. So let's just learn one formula. The perimeter was 2 lengths plus 2 breadths. Or you could have had 2 length plus breadth. The area is simply length times breadth. Then we went on to the perimeter of a circle, and remember the perimeter is called the circumference. And we are only going to use that formula, pi d, and you'll see now in a few moments why. And remember the other thing I said to you, whenever you see a circle or a curved shape, you will write down the diameter, you will write down the radius before you even look at the question. Then we went on to the triangle, and our triangle was perimeter. You're going to have side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3. That would give you the perimeter, but sometimes you have to use Pythagoras in order to find one of the sides. And remember, Pythagoras can only be used if there's a 90-degree angle. And that is the most important marking in your triangle, because when we were doing perimeter of the triangle, that points to the hypotenuse. So your right angle points to the hypotenuse. Let's get back to the area of a circle. And why I'm only teaching you 2 formulae, because we are going to say the area of a circle is pi r squared. So that is going to give us the area. And if you remember it like that, area, it is going to be your r squared. R is in area, and it's in pi r squared. I know there is a third formula, but let's forget about that, because if we write down diameter and we write down radius, you do not need to consider the other formula. Right, let's have a look at our examples. So the first thing, you've got to be able to recognize what this is. So this is a full circle. Full circle. This is a semicircle, or half of a circle. The green shaded part here is 3/4 of a circle, and the shaded green on the end one is 1/4 of the circle. So if you can recognize those shapes, you can quite easily find the area. So remember, let's have a look at our first one. Remember what I said to you, when I see a circle, I always write down diameter equals, radius equals. So my diameter is 17 centimeters. So therefore, my radius is going to be half of that, and half of 17 is 8,5 centimeters. The question said find the area of the circle. So we see circles, we write down diameter equals, radius equals, and we write pi d or pi r squared. And remember, area is that one, so we're not even looking at that formula. So I will write down the formula. My area is going to be pi r squared, and you see I don't have to think of any calculations. I'm just going to have a look and see I need the r, so r was that, and I'm simply going to fill in 8,5 centimeters, and I'm going to square that. And if I put that in my calculator, please use the pi button on your calculator, you are going to get 266,980 and so on. we round off to 2 decimal places because we're working with centimeters. I wouldn't do 3. So we round off, it is going to be 266,98 centimeters. And remember, this is two-dimensional, so I will fill in my 2 there to show me it's two-dimensional. Let's look at the end one, which is a quarter of a circle. If you can say it in English, you can translate into maths. What does of mean? Well, of means times. So I'm finding a quarter of the area of my circle, which is pi r squared. And remember, we have to write diameter equals radius equals. So my diameter is 15 centimeters. So whether I need it or not, always write it down. So my radius would be 7.5 centimeters. So let's have a look. I'm just going to copy down a quarter multiplied by pi times my radius. So you see, if I've written it down, all I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute, which is going to be 7,5 centimeters. I'm going to square that. And if I put that in my calculator, I'm going to get a quarter multiplied by, that in my calculator will give me 176,714 and so on. I do not round until I get to the last step. Okay, let's just write this a little bit neater. Okay, 176. And now all I'm going to do is I am going to say 176,714 or whatever it was, and I'm going to divide it by 4, and my answer will be 44,178 ... I'm working in centimeters. Okay, I have to round off to 2 decimal places. So that's going to be 44,18 centimeters. But remember, it's two-dimensional, so I go and fill in the squares.